the people that are in a relationship and shouldn't necessarily be in a relationship are kind of falls into two factors again. One, not so much, and one, a lot. So the not so much are the people that don't necessarily care. It's like what I said before, like the people that don't want a relationship, but like they're in a relationship and they don't care about the actual relationship they're in. They barely give any effort. They're just in a relationship to either get something. Like, you know what I mean when I mean get something. Like, that's the only thing that they care about. They don't necessarily care about you. Like, if you're not giving them what they want, then like the relationship literally means nothing to them. Like, they don't care. Like, you're just so to speak replaceable when the time is right. They're kind of just like casually going along in the relationship. They're not really taking things seriously to the next level, how you would like it to be. And it never really develops after that. It's pretty much just a dull relationship that stays constant throughout. And you kind of get tired of it and you kind of just want to leave. But you may not necessarily know how to leave, or you may be one of those people that feel like you truly love this person so much and you believe that things will get better, so you don't leave the relationship at all. Now, the other factor, people that don't necessarily have a high value or a high worth of themselves in a relationship. So I mentioned this in the other video before, but I'll go into detail again here. So take someone that doesn't really like themselves or doesn't have value for themselves. And let's say they're in a relationship with someone that does have value for themselves. So the person with low values like here, and the person with like high values like up here. So when they're in a relationship, the person that doesn't really have love can't give love to the other person, because they don't even have it for themselves. They might either give like low percentages of love, let's say like 20%, or they might just give you everything, every love that they have, just so they make you feel better. But in reality, it doesn't make anyone feel better. Like, you generally become like obsessive, or you give way too much love that the other person was asking for. So essentially down here, and this person has love for themselves, so they can provide love to themselves no matter what. They have their value hasn't changed, so they're giving you love, and it's starting to make you feel better. And you may think, oh, this is good, they're more towards they're more equal, the equity's there. But the thing is, this person that doesn't have love for themselves, that just went up and like has their like self-esteem built up, they still don't have love or value for themselves. So they still can't give it to the other person. So this person will always stay here, and they're basically giving all of their energy every day just to make this person feel better. And they're going to be up here. They have all the love in the world, but it's not coming from them. It's coming from the other person. While this person is drained out, and they don't necessarily get that same love back. So essentially, they're feeling really bad, and they're feeling down, when in reality, it started out like this, and now it's shifted to this. This person can't give love. This person's giving out too much love, and they're burned out now. So that 100% love that they gave in the beginning, this 100 to 20% slowly became 50 to 20%. It's still not equal, but it may come out that way. So this person feels really good about themselves now. They can't give love. Their self-esteem is lifted. But this person that has gave so much love, they've kind of lost a little bit of their like value. So they feel like what's best for them is to get out of the relationship. So they may say like things are not working out, and they get out of the relationship. The person that felt bad, like that needed to get out, starts to get back up again because their value wasn't based on their relationship. They had self-value and worth for themselves. Now the person that was so high up that didn't love themselves are just going to crash down. They're not going to have that much value. Their self-esteem is going to go down. They're going to be depressed. They're going to, have like, they're going to really dwell on this for a very long time. And their natural reaction is going to be, I need to find someone else immediately because that's the only way I could get over this relationship. Like, I need someone that can lift me up again. Or they're just going to dwell 100% and say, like, I'm not good enough for anybody. And get back to where they were at step one. So it's necessarily like, if they were like depressed or just not feeling good about themselves because they had low value and low worth of themselves, they're going to eventually fall back to the same state after the relationship's over. It's a temporary solution to a long-going problem. But it doesn't necessarily work that way. Maybe they don't have that many friends that they can go to for help. Maybe their parents are not really good for help. So like the best thing for them is like a relationship. Which is unfortunate. But you see people in relationships. You see that one person that's like kind of like happy all the time, or like looks like they're in a good mood, and then you see that other person that's just not the same level. They're kind of just like kind of going down, and like you can see like what's going on in relationships just by looking at it. You can see that like, are they equal? Is one side kind of like over the other, and you can tell like as it starts to shift that like the relationship's gonna change soon. That if it doesn't stay equal, that you guys will eventually run into problems, and every relationship runs into problems. And those are like those problems that you get, you may have wanted something to go this way, but it really didn't go that way. It went their way. And you're always going to have these like up and down battles. It's never really going to be 100% even. And like the reason why people break up or like even have a divorce is because it eventually gets to a point where one side subsedes the other, or even both sides go down, and they're both their worth is just completely gone down, and they completely worn each other out, and they just have to separate. Like, we can't do this anymore. But those are usually better than the uneven equities. Because if they're both down, they both understand, this is not healthy for us. We need to part our separate ways. They're going to dwell about it because they essentially were down. But they've had worth and they had value for themselves. So they can eventually lift themselves up.